All right, you guys, did you know that your tongue is naturally supposed to always, all day, every day be resting on the top, on the roof of your mouth? I'm sure a lot of you don't know this, and so in this fucking reel, I'm gonna educate you guys as to why the tongue should be resting on the roof of your mouth. And we're gonna start off with some of the anatomy of the neck. When your tongue First off, the tip of your tongue should be resting on the alveolar ridge, which is right behind your front teeth on the roof of your mouth. It's that little wrinkly part that you can feel with your tongue. The tip of your tongue should be resting on that ridge, and the other portion of your tongue should be stuck to the roof of your mouth like a suction cup. So a way you can place your tongue on the roof of your mouth is when you swallow right now. When you swallow and you notice your tongue go to the roof of your mouth, you want to leave it there. Another great way to get your tongue to the roof of your mouth is just by saying N, saying it for a brief second, and you'll notice that your tongue goes on the roof of your mouth and you want to leave it there. Now, why does our tongue have to be on the roof of our mouth? Reason being is because when our tongue is on the roof of our mouth, we activate deep neck stabilizing muscles that stabilize the cervical spine, our neck. Those cervical muscles are cervical flexors consisting of the supra and infrahyoid muscles, and those muscles counterbalance the sternocleidomastoid muscles, which are these big muscles everyone sees on our neck. The sternocleidomastoid muscle flexes the cervical spine. It's the other way around. It extends the upper cervical spine and flexes the lower cervical spine. And if our tongue is not on the roof of our mouth, then we don't have any force to counteract our sternocleidomastoid muscles, which in turn results in more forward head posture. And how many people, maybe yourself included, do you see with forward head posture and forward hips? The neck is always trying to be in balance with the hips. So keeping your tongue on the roof of your mouth supports neck health, and it prevents neck pain from manifesting. And if you're already dealing with neck pain, especially when you wake up, then it is a great practice to start putting your tongue consciously on the roof of your mouth. To a point, it is a practice. You do want to, the first time you start and try this, you might notice a lot of saliva coming up in your mouth, but it's a practice. You want to do it consistently to the point where it is a neuromotor program that is ingrained in your nervous system. That is what exercise is. When you're doing an exercise in proper form, when you do it long enough, that motor program gets ingrained in the nervous system, and then you don't really have to think about it as much. An example is when we are first learning to drive a car, right? We have to think of where our foot is on the gas, the brake, our hand shifting gears. We have to be really aware of how to drive, right? But eventually, over time, we don't really have to think about it. We just fucking drive like on autopilot, right? That's because the motor programs are deeply ingrained in our nervous system. So putting your tongue on the roof of the mouth, if you're not used to it, it's going to take some practice, but eventually it's second nature. Your tongue is always on the roof of your mouth. Again, the tip of your tongue should be on the alveolar ridge and not pressing against your front teeth. And it should be like that all day. There's great research done by Dr. Mike Mew. I highly recommend you guys look him up on YouTube. He's an orthodontist researcher, and he talks all about the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And he shows that it actually acts as Mother Nature's natural retainer, which helps keep your teeth in place, aligned, and not becoming crooked over time. You feel me? Like, I have straight, good aligned teeth, and I definitely attribute that to becoming conscious of the fact that the tongue should be resting on the roof of the mouth. And it also helps keep your facial bone structures good. It helps open up your nasal passages, so you breathe better and deeper through nasal breathing. Keeping the tongue on the roof of your mouth is especially great for us endurance athletes, wrestlers, MMA fighters, runners, anyone that needs high intensity, high endurance for long periods of time. Keeping the tongue on the roof of your mouth actually helps control your heart rate, control your breathing rate, and give you more output in your performance. So definitely recommend ingraining that in your nervous system, making it natural. That is the way we've evolved as human beings. We only open our mouth and move our tongue from its resting position when we are talking, eating, or, pleasuring someone with our mouth. Other than that, the tongue should always be on the roof of the mouth, and we should naturally, all day, majority of the day, be breathing in and out through our nose. That helps pump all these systems in the body, the lymphatic system, the digestive system. It has so many benefits just putting your tongue in the proper resting position. So I know it'll help you out. Just implement it in your life, and your performance, energy, mental clarity goes up simply by putting, and the fucking beauty of your face, simply by putting the tongue on the roof of your mouth. Hope it helps you out. Hope you implement it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.